Howdy y'all, Wyrm here. We have a massive choice in terms of the armors we can wear in FF14, from big bulky suits of armor to the more revealing clothing that may as well be swimwear. And if you're lucky enough to play most races, all the hats you could possibly ask for. But what exactly are all these armors and what the heck do their names mean? Like Doublet, what is a doublet when it's at home? In this video we will find out, and we'll go over some of the most common types of armor categories you'll see in Final Fantasy XIV. Let's start with the disciplines of war. The harness. The leather harness was designed for use in the Colosseum, and thus to provide only sparse coverage as to allow those in the stands to observe the combatants' muscular forms. Wait, really? That's why these outfits exist? Its popularity among Almegan refugees in Ul'dah indicates that no small number of them have taken to the Bloodsands. Thank you, Eorzean Encyclopedia. This puts those outfits in a whole new perspective. They were designed for Colosseum fans to gawk and drool over those well-chiseled bods. You stay classy, Ul'dah. The Actin. Actins were originally designed to be worn under armor. Their thick padding meant to absorb impact and protect the wearer's skin from being rubbed raw. So, kinda like bulletproof vests in that regard. This actually makes a lot of sense since we fight a lot of gun-wielding Garleans. Check out my last video, by the way. But this actually makes plate armor make much more sense. There's an actin inside to ensure a snug fit and so our skin's not rubbing off the steel. They were eventually suitable for wearing alone, and now are most commonly donned as light armor or craftsman's attire today. I had no clue what the actin even meant before this video, and now I can see them in an entirely new light, and filled in a lot of gaps. Literally. Scale mail. As the name indicates, scale mail is constructed by overlapping small flat pieces to resemble the skin of a fish or snake. My mind personally jumps to dragon scales, but sure, fish or snake works as well. Because it is comparatively simple to make, it is both inexpensive and prolific traits that make it popular amongst fledgling adventurers. In case you're wondering what they meant by simple, these armors are the ones with bigger plates. We're not talking about the armor with hundreds of tiny scales on them like you'd see in a fantasy movie, for example. Though modern suits are most often metal, some are made from materials harvested from particularly hardy scalekin. That actually makes a ton of sense, since most scalekin we actually contend with have skin that'll break a sword. Plate armor. Plate armor encases the wearer in sheet metal, and therefore excels in defense.
Are you amazing?
I'm sorry, I had to do that. That was my first thought when I read that line. You need look no further than the Dark Light armor, for example. You need a hell of a can opener to get through that. However, its sheer bulk means it leaves a lot to be desired in terms of mobility.
You want to be able to turn your head.
It sure made backing out of the driveway easier.
For this reason, suits lacking pauldrons, that's shoulder armor by the way, and other heavy components have become common, as they are worn even by those without the strength to equip full plate. We don't see sets like the Darklight armor anymore, and a part of me is frankly nostalgic because the Darklight set was actually my starter for raiding Binding Coil, and a hell of a fashion statement at that. Let's move on to the disciplines of magic. The robe. The best known example of magical garb, the robe is also the simplest. Though modern robes are oft bedecked with gems and metals, these are not mere adornments, but rather additional ethereal conduits. Alright, how much more do you need to say about the robe? We see them from the game's beginning all the way to endgame raiding. But if you ever wondered why robes tend to have metals and gems all over them, there's your answer. Caster robes like this are great for focusing aether into themselves from the environment, just replenishing the MP of the wearer. So if you ever wondered where MP regen comes from, there's your answer as well. Half robe. Though a full robe makes the most of their wearer's ethereal control, by covering the entire body in focus enhancing materials, they are undoubtedly an impediment to movement.
Hey wait! Come back here! Damn it! I hate these dumb clothes! I can't move at all!
Half robes and gowns, with their shorter hemlines, were created in answer to this conundrum, and today are available in an ever-increasing array of diverse designs. These days, they're frankly just as common as robes when it comes to a caster's glamour. Doublet. Now for years I've always thought, what the hell is a doublet? Like the Actin, the doublet was originally developed as a padded inner layer to be worn under armour, but has since come into common use as a jacket. The type preferred by the magically inclined does of course incorporate materials, which promote increased ethereal conductivity. Okay, so it's like the Actin, but a bit lighter and for casters. And that also explains all those jackets that are available for healers and casters. The Shawl. Whatever arcane power a combatant might possess, none can defy the Colosseum's strict code of dress, which demands skin be unburdened by bulky fabrics. And here we go again with the perverts of the Colosseum crowds. Thus are shawls designed to balance the needs of the mage with the desires of the paying customers. Wait, so this is why we see casters wearing what amounts to damn toilet paper? And I'm talking about that cheap ass single sheet stuff, by the way. I mean, it kinda makes sense. A robe would be a hindrance to a caster in a Colosseum, and of course those crowds want to see their rosy flesh. What a pack of lecherous heroes. You wouldn't see the Lalafels doing this stuff. Never mind. Anyway, those are the main armor categories of Final Fantasy XIV. It's not all of them, not even close. You still have the specialised armour types that jobs wear and some of the other obscure ones as well. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this or found it at least a bit informative. If either was the case, please hit that like button and share your opinion in the comments. Lastly, check out my channel to see more of my videos and feel free to subscribe if you want to. Thanks all, and now, as always, have a good one.